Irashaimase! It is me, Andres Salazar. You are watching The Art of Comics, and today, another episode where we're going to compare and contrast the manga versus the anime of this particular story, which is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. I'm here with my big wall, 4 levels deep of manga that I got in Japan over my recent trip, and I still think about it all the time. I had a wonderful freaking time. I wish I could have brought more. But I have a lot here, and I can always buy more. So that will be happening. But today, I want to talk about That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, which is a very long title. Some of these, have you noticed lately the trend of making extremely long sentences, like almost a paragraph as a title for a manga or anime? It's kind of like, here's the premise. Have no fear or doubt or question as to what you're about to buy. It's this, right? It's like, what's the other one? Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. There's a bunch of others. They're not clean like Goblin Slayer or Art Online nowadays. But I got this. This is volume 2. I've got the first 3 volumes. I got this on Fanatical website. There's 2 websites. If you want digital manga, very cheap, which I get. Sometimes, these take up space. If I were to get the whole series of something, like even my series of Monster, it's taking up a lot of space. I didn't get Lone Wolf and Cub. I got that digitally because it's just so damn big. You go to Humble Bundle and Fanatical. Those are 2 websites I really highly encourage. They have sales every now and then where they'll just, like, for $20 or $10 or $5, just give you a crud ton of manga, and usually it's a number of series. I got like all the Attack on Titans that way. I got all the Lone Wolf and Cub and Crying Freeman. I've got a bunch of different series through those 2 websites. So I'm just plugging it because I like it. I'm not getting it out of that. So Humble Bundle, Fanatical, check those 2 out. They also do video games, things like that, which is kind of nice because I got my Steam deck, and that's kind of fun. So I got this digitally. I actually got this to travel to Japan. I'm like, you know what? It's a 12-hour flight. I'm going to get a couple manga on the old iPad here, and we'll read them as we're on the flight. And wasn't necessary. I did other things on the flight. But I went ahead and read this. And I started it, and I was like, I don't know. It's like, I like fantasy. I'm a huge fan. When I was a kid, when I was younger, there was an anime called The Record of Lodoss War. Now, I bought The Record of Lodoss War VHS tapes, like the first 2 tapes. I bought them at a Star Trek convention in Bakersfield, California. The same time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that I bought Akira. I was like, what should I get? And this guy who's vendoring, right? He's like got all these bootleg tapes of stuff, and he's like, "You need to get Akira." I'm like, "Okay." He called it Akira. You got to get Akira, dude. I'm like, "Okay." And then either that time or another subsequent time, I got The Record of Lodoss War because it looked like Dungeons and Dragons, but done by Japanese animators, and I was all about it. Now, it was in Japanese. I did not know a lick of it, so I didn't understand none of it. But I could kind of figure out just, by watching it visually what's going on. So I like fantasy. I've always liked it. And recently there's been a lot of these anime, right? The one I talked about, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls Dungeon, Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Goblin Slayer, Art Online. There's a bunch of these isekais that are in fantasy settings. So this is an isekai too, where this person gets reincarnated as a slime in this fantasy world, and the iPad's not going to let me show you, but I started it and I was like, I don't know, but I got into it after about 20, 30 pages. Once we get past the dragon, which you'll know that right at the beginning. Once you get past the dragon, I'm sort of like, wait a minute. He's taking up these skills, these feats or skills, abilities, and he's becoming more powerful, and there's these new things that he can do and happen, and I started digging it. And I've actually been voraciously reading this freaking thing. I really like this. Mucho. Yeah, this is like becoming one of my favorites, actually, to be honest, which is very surprising right now. I'm really liking it. And then the art, I'm liking the art. It's not overly done. It's really well done. The faces are good. The characterizations, the layouts. I mean, nothing unusually spectacular. Very serviceable, but I would say even better than that. There's especially the dire wolves. There's a line quality he uses that I really like. So there's just some nice drawing, and I dig it. By the way, I should mention who does this too. I apologize to the creator. It's done by his name. He goes by Fuse, and I didn't Google that to see what his real name is, but it goes by Fuse. This originally was, I think, a light novel. So this was a light novel series authored by Fuse, and then they translate it into a manga. That happens sometimes. I think Vampire Hunter D was a light novel as well. There's a bunch. Goblin Slayer was a light novel. Anyway, so it's been translated into a manga, and the artist is Taiki Kawakami. Taiki Kawakami is the artist, and he does a damn good job. So I'm digging the art. I'm digging the story. So then I'm like, okay, let's go check out Crunchyroll. Let's see the anime. Okay, here we go. This is where this video might get, people might not dig it. Can't hang. I can't hang with the anime. It's the voice. The voice of the slime, the main character, is so bad. It's not bad. It's this childlike voice. So instead of making him sound like an adult person or a young adult when he was killed and reincarnated, he's got a child's voice. And it just doesn't work at all for me. It doesn't work. Not because he's like kind of lecherous. He's still kind of this lecherous, 20-year-old guy who wants boobs and stuff, and it's done by this little child voice. That's partly it, but it's just that young child voice just takes me out of it. It's just, I think it makes it, potentially it's for a little bit more comedic value, but it's no bueno. The anime is very faithful to the story. I mean, it's following all the beats of the manga. The art's fine. So far there's not a lot of like crazy animation needs or, so it's pretty, it's fine. I mean, I think Chainsaw Man is much better. Maybe Spy Family is too. I just can't handle the voice. And, if you're going to watch something, sound is 50%, so I got to cut it off. So there you go. Really like the manga. Check that out. Highly recommend it. Anime, I would say watch it. Check it out. If you got Crunchyroll for free, give it a little taste. But the voice just took me out of it. So there you go. That's my take on this. I think this will be the last of the manga-versed anime thing for a while because there's not much going on. Although, I just watched Ninja Scroll, which I haven't seen in forever, and it is so damn good. Should I do a video on it? You tell me. Put in the comment Ninja Scroll, and I'll do a video on Ninja Scroll. If not, just forget about it. Okay? Let me know. I'll do it. I'm not afraid to talk about anime, dude. I've got tons of it. I ain't afraid. You tell me if you want that in your Art of Comics, package here. Okay? Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Check out all my other channels. I've got one about music. I've got one about my personal stuff, all my travels to Japan, future travels that I'll be doing. I'm going to be going to LA Comic-Con soon. Go check me out there. That's the beginning of December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I'll be there in LA Convention Center showing my stuff, which you can also see on the Patreon. Go check out the Patreon, get all my comics there. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.